We start with an Excel file. In the Excel file, this comes from your data sets, your database. There are a few mandatory columns. We need to have the sale date of the contract ID number, the claim date, the term of the contract, and the claim dollar amount. All the other elements you see are not necessary, but you can use them to filter on. Now, this data set has 68,000 rows. So we go here, pick the frequency curve, and we upload the file. I'm confirming that I do not have PII in the data set. It's a best practice not to be using PII. Now, Dark Sky does not host your data after the session ends. So when you log out, your data is gone. We do not keep your data. It's completely private to you. So we go to data settings. Now, companies keep their data in different ways. Some companies will keep their database with the contract number, and everything regarding that contract is in the same row, which means claim 1, claim 2, claim 3 are in different columns. Other companies will put the database set up such that the contract number may show up multiple times in the Excel file because each row represents a different claim. First data set we're going to look at has claims in unique rows. So we're going to pick our items here. The the row and column names that I'm using are what I just used in the data set. You can call your columns whatever you want. You can call them apples and bananas, and this will work. So you're just picking the appropriate column. So I've picked my appropriate columns, and we're in the curve builder that fast. I'm going to start by looking at all my data. So I'm going to look at all my 60-month contracts. So I'm going to start with all 60. You go through here and you can filter on anything you see in a blue box. These are all the columns in the data I uploaded. I'm going to pick term 60 months, and then I'm going to go to apply filters. And we will see the 60-month curve come up in just a moment. Here we go. These are all the 60-month contracts, and this is the timing of the claims. And here is information on the severity. Now, let's take a deeper look. Let's look at the 60-month, or we'll just do 60 and the Chevys. And let's look at originations in 2020. So we start by looking at the vintage. We're going to go, the vintage will be originating sale date in 2020. Oops. Let's see if I can do this correctly. There we go. And now we're going to go and find our make. And there it is. There's the Chevy. And then we will go back down to 60. Now I have to go pick 60 again because every time I create a new curve, all the filters reset. So now I hit apply my filters. So now we have all the Chevys with a 60-month term that originated in 2020. And you can see what the curve looks like for them. So if we look at overall in month 20, our entire data set, the 60-month contracts, had a 48.6% claim rate, whereas the Chevys that originated in 2020 are performing much worse. They have 116% claim rate. And you can see the severity down here. We can go and export this data. I'm going to export this to Excel. It happens this quickly. I did not have a file previously set up. I'm just having a problem controlling my screens. But here's the data set, and you can see that it came up with the same titles that I called the curves and the curve information, the raw data. Here is the severity tables that we saw on the bottom of the screen. And here are the curves. So this is all in Excel, so you can move it to PowerPoint, you can save it for prosperity. You don't have to worry about losing the information from in session. If you want to recreate it, you have the configuration file. So you can look at what data set was that based on? Here's the file that you uploaded. Here's when this was exported and all the other information that you've selected to build your curve. Okay, now let's do a different data file upload. Let's take a look at claim information that is in columns. So this means there's a single row per record, but claim 1, claim 2, claim 3 are all in different columns. So it's going to upload the file. We're going to go to data settings. So now we said claims are in columns. So you can see that it looks a little bit different because we have claim boxes. So I know that claim 1, I called it claim date 1, claim $1, claim 2, claim date 2, claim $2, claim date 3, claim $3, and then claim 4. Oh, nope, I don't have any claim 4s. So now we go to Curve Builder and everything's reset. So let's look again at our 60-month, but let's look at originated in 2021 and let's look at Chevys. So we're going to look at origination date, sale date of 2021. Here we go. We'll go 12/31/2021. We're going to look at the 60-month. And I said that we're looking at the Chevys. So we go here. Where did I see that? Make. And we'll pick Chevrolet. And as simple as that, the power of these tools is the ability to filter on data. When I do this in Excel, it can take hours and hours to try to do this type of analysis. So here we can see the 2021 vintage and how the Chevy's looking. Let's take a look at, compare that to the 60-month 2021 and compare that to Ford. So once again, we're going to look for a sale date of 1/1/21 to 12/31/2021. When I slow down, it goes better for me. I said I was going to look at Ford, and we're going to look at the 60-month. And here we go. I'm going to apply my filters. You can put, ideally 6 lines on a chart, but you can go much higher. You can go up to 10 or even more, but it gets hard to read. So here we go. You can see that the 2021 vintages, the Ford has a higher frequency rate than the Chevy does. Now down here, you can see the severity of those claims, the number of claims, and the number of contracts claiming. So I'm going to download this. It's test 2. I just click on that file. This time I'm keeping track of my screen so I can see it more easily. And you can see it downloaded here into Excel very quickly. And we have all the information that we saw on screen. And that is how you can easily analyze your claim frequency and severity. It's right at your desktop, at the tip of your fingers, and there's no heavy lift, and you can really see what's happening in your book of business.